Hi everyone, Kathy Beltran with Wings and Whispers. Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we are continuing on with our step 2, part 3 of shaping and molding. So you should have your top pieces. You should have 3 of those here. You're going to decide on which is the best of the 3 pieces that you'll want on the top. So it's typically you might want to start from the bottom, grabbing the bottom piece first. You're really not going to see that in the finished product. So what I would do is I'm just going to pretend that this is my bottom piece. So what I would do, if you haven't already cut your slits, you would want to cut in from the top, from the neck and the arch, about an inch down, and maybe ½ inch to 1 inch all the way around. And as you get closer up here to about the middle area, you're going to want to go from your inch to 3/4 to ½ to 1/4. And you're going to do it all the way around to up here on the other side. And this will help you with your shaping and your molding, as well as the sculpting part that we'll do much later on in our creation. So the first thing I would do is I would saturate your piece. Work it, get it in there, turn it around, do it again. Work it in there. And then I would pinch about a thumb's length the tips. Push them, smush them together. And you're going to want to really make sure that you did that. So you'll start to see a little bit of a curve. So remember, right now you're working on one of the layers of 3. And so when you finally put all of this on top of your base layer and your middle layer, it's going to starting to build. It's going to get higher. And with this one, you'll have 3 pieces that you're going to have to want to mold and shape together. So once you have that done, you're going to want to fold up these split lines. And when you get up here, you're just going to want to use your fingertips pretty much. So you'll definitely get that done. Okay, you come in with your ruler. This one, I'll just need a small one. And fold between each feather. And make sure you get all the way up here to the arch as well. What you're really doing is you're just trying to get the cardboard more pliable. And if you need to add water at any time, you'll do that. So my arches, my very top arches are already curling. So at this point, I would take, keeping in mind your base size, you know, the height of what you put here. So I would grab my big layer, or my big noodle, centering that feather line, the center line in the middle, and kind of doing that. All I really want to do is make sure it's following that curve. So if you have to smash more of the center feather all the way in, go ahead and do that. So I have that, and I'm going to work on the side. So I really want to make it more pliable and curve the tips more, right? So really, you might not even need this one for that. You could just really get up higher into the middle of each feather and bend it down. So you already know that I have my 3 pieces of my top layer done, just for the sake of video length here. So what I would do is, it's saturated. I'm not going to worry about placing it somewhere just like this. I'm just going to let it stay wet, push to the side, grab the next layer, do the same steps, grab the final layer and do the same steps. And then when I'm done, I will have 3 of these put together. So I'm going to pause this video and push everything back over here. And we will continue on. Okay, so now I have my base layer, my biggest layer here. I have my middle layer that we sculpted earlier, placed on top. I made sure that I've kept my little pieces of pool noodle because I want that, I want it to dry this way. So I took my first bottom piece of my top layer. Got it, made sure it was aligned to all the center feathers on each of the layers. I always want to be aware of that. I'll go ahead, if I need to add more water, I'll spray some more water. I'll do the same thing with the second one. At this point, this top layer, you're not going to do too much with it. You just want to make sure that it follows this neck piece and the curve, the arch. And so I would, again, do the same thing if I needed to wet anything. Make sure I have everything, that each piece is the way I want it to dry. I would take my clips that I used first with the layer 1, 2, and now I'm going to use it for my third one. So I really want this one to dry as I place it. So making sure everything's done. You can still come in here, do the tips if you wanted to. Don't worry too much about these, because even if they dry, you're going to be able to work with these. You're going to when we do the sculpting. So you'll see I'm getting a lot of, it's just getting taller up in here. The width of this is starting to get bigger and bigger. Later on, when this thing completely dries, which I'll show you after this, first you'll want to definitely get your weights in and smash that in. You'll definitely want to keep this, because I'm assuming that the middle layer is still wet for you. You might want to bring extra weights, because you don't want, maybe you don't want this piece to be going upward. And you'll decide if this is the way you want to leave it. You could even add some weights here. Take this piece out if you want it all to be, you know, one connected piece. And that is this is step 2, part 3 of the shaping molding. So at this point, you're done. If you like how it looks, great. Give it 24 hours. You might have to come in later that night, take these weights off. So the other pieces will dry. If you're having this dry in the house, it's going to dry much quicker. I at one point had to make a really fast pair of angel wings to give to somebody. And so I actually helped the process along by using a blow dryer. So at this point, my wings, all my layers are dry. So I can actually take everything off and it will keep this shape. So, which you will see as I take everything off. So that's how it's going to dry. I mean, that's how it's dried. And what I want to show you is, I'm picking it up, it's kind of heavy, you know, but so it will look like this. So in this design, I brought out the neck piece and the front center out further. And so it's looking pretty good to me. So I can actually get ready to start step 3 of this process. But so what I want to show you is, you know, this one's a little damp, obviously, but this one is pretty dry, and the bottom piece is completely dry. So you don't want to separate all these pieces without all the shaping tools underneath if they're so damp. So this is the process of shaping and molding. I am so excited. I cannot wait to start all the other stuff with you now, because this is like the grunt work of it all. The cutting, the drawing, the cutting, the shaping. Now we'll get to even more fun stuff. So thank you for joining me. I will see you in the next episode, which will start with step 3. And we will be doing taping and fixing any of the cardboard. Have a great day, guys, and I can't wait to see your designs. Definitely share. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, Wings and Whispers, join it now and share your work and ask any questions and get plenty of tips. Have a great day, guys. Bye.